All right, thanks for your time, man. Anything else you want to say to the fans,
That's
man?
it, man. Thank you, man. Everyone checking it out. Dante's Boxing Nation, baby.
Hey, this is Rachel Demir, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Hey, Ward, you represented your country in the Olympics, won the gold medal. You represented your country in the Super Six, you won that. And now they ask you to step up out of your comfort zone to 175. You win your first fight there against the #1 contender. What does it take for an American fight to get the praise that he deserves? Because you were talking about the love that you get out in the UK, and it's beyond the love out here in the States.
You know what? It's I do have an opinion about that.
Very interesting. Look at that crowd. I mean, you know, you talk about the U.S. Champions and the American champions. I mean, what you can't even compare is the support the Brits get. In America, aside from maybe a handful of Latin fighters, there is no support for American champions, and so there's an extra driving force for the UK champions. Not only are you a champion, but you become a well-known commodity in your country. You're respected, you're loved, you're adored, and when you perform in front of a packed arena like this, and as you said before, the Joshua fight sold out in 90 seconds. I mean, it gives you a fighter that extra push to want to be better. So it's not only do they have good fighters, but also the support system around them is something that, you know, it's levels above here.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So obviously that was Paulie Malignaggi giving his take on the double standards that exist in the sport of boxing today in America, or America versus the UK. Now, how interesting is it that what Paulie Malignaggi said was very similar to what I said to Andre Ward when I asked him the question about double standards. See, this is what the new media is all about. This is what it's all about. Speaking the whole truth and reaching the masses in the boxing world with your message. If you guys have noticed, the message of truth and exposing these double standards that exist has gotten a lot louder. And this was the decaf's biggest fear. It's like the movie Concussion. They want to shut you up because they don't want that truth to get out there. That's exactly what's taking place in the sport of boxing right now. You have more and more people talking about these double standards every day. Every day there's someone new talking about it. Floyd has always talked about it. You have Roy Jones. You have Paulie Malignaggi. You have many different boxers, Adrian Broner, Bernard Hopkins, talking about these double standards. Once again, it's all about awareness. I mean, if you were to warn me that there was an accident on a freeway before I got on the freeway, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a different damn route to my destination, right? It's called awareness. So when that messenger, when that news reporter keeps us aware of our surroundings, we are obviously more alert and prepared for the situation. So that news reporter, that messenger, is doing us a great service. But you see, the old media and the decafs, they want to shut up that messenger. They want to tie up that messenger, throw that motherfucker in the closet, and suppress the message. But it doesn't matter if you lock up the truth, because the truth will always break free. You know, when I think of this Paulie Malignaggi situation, it reminds me of those scenarios where all it takes is one person to say something that everyone is thinking, but no one wants to say it. And it's that one person that brings it up that gets everyone comfortable to start talking about it, right? Say, for example, you're at work. You know, you're in a break room with a whole bunch of employees. You guys are just talking about, you know, casual shit. And everyone gets quiet. And then one guy, he says, is it just me? Or is the new supervisor a major asshole? I mean, he talks to us in a condescending way, and he micromanages, etc., etc., etc. And once he says that, then that triggers something, and everyone else in the room, they feel more comfortable to talk about the situation. Like, man, I thought it was just me. Yeah, I noticed the exact same thing. And that is exactly what's taking place in the sport of boxing right now. Things that people were afraid to address and talk about, people are talking about it now. And the message is getting louder and louder. And the louder the message gets, the quieter the decafs and the racist people in the sport of boxing get. Because then they start to feel it is no longer as popular to be as ignorant as they were before. It's starting to become unpopular to be ignorant. See, before, it was extremely popular to be extremely ignorant when it comes to talking boxing. It got to the point where it wasn't even about boxing anymore. Talking about people personally as opposed to talking about the sweet science. Let me go back and recite something Paulie Malignaggi said. He said something that was really deep if you really analyze it. He said, the American fighters don't get the respect that they're supposed to get as opposed to the UK. But then he said something that was interesting. He said, I mean, now you have the Latin fighters, they get the respect, but the American fighters don't get the respect. And once again, we know who he's talking about when he says the American fighters. Now, don't we? Right? And we know that what he says is spot on, because if you look at Andre Ward and Mikey Garcia's situation, their scenarios are analogous, right? You have two fighters in the same situation. Both fighters are sidelined, trying to get out of a contract with their promoter while remaining inactive, right? Exact same situation. But when it comes to Andre Ward, that's an excuse for decafs to say, that's why I don't like him. Why? Why don't you like him? Oh, because he's inactive. So because he's inactive, I say fuck Andre Ward. S-O-G, son of God. It's really S-O-B, the son of a bitch. The inactive son of a bitch. So let me get this straight. You have an All-American Andre Ward, represented his country, won a gold medal, won a Super 6, represented his country, won that. Doesn't flash money. He doesn't have any pending cases, going to jail or anything like that. He does nothing wrong. And yet, you don't like this man. But when it comes to Mikey Garcia, who's in the exact same situation, you can't wait for him to come back. You miss him. When it comes to Mikey Garcia, the longer he's gone, the more you miss him. When it comes to Andre Ward, the longer he's gone, the more you hate him. Oh, does that guy even fight anymore? He fights like once every 5 years, etc., etc. But when it comes to Mikey Garcia, we can't wait for him to come back. We missed you, champ. We know what time it is. And quite frankly, that's the way we should react and respond when a good fighter comes back. The way we are all responding to Mikey Garcia. I can't wait to see Mikey Garcia get back in the ring. I'm happy that he's taken care of his legal issues with Top Rank. I'm not sitting over here calling Mikey Garcia a punk ass, inactive bum bitch. I'm not calling him no son of a bitch and, oh, you know, that's why I don't like Mikey Garcia. Because you remember when he took off those 2 years? Yeah, that's why I don't like him. Does that make any damn sense, guys? Does that make any sense to you? Usually you dislike someone because of what they do to you personally, right? I mean, quite frankly, as a black man, I have more of a reason to dislike Sergey Kovalev, even though I don't, because I just don't have that kind of hate, you know, in my heart. But I'm just saying, if I wanted to use a legit reason for not liking Kovalev, I could easily say that guy offended my entire race, right? He calls black people monkeys and pieces of shit. I have a reason to dislike him because what he did, it was directed towards me and everyone that looks like me. But what did Andre Ward do to you decafs? What did he do to you? Did he snatch your parking spot when you was at the grocery store? Did he steal your girlfriend? Did he say something about your entire race? What did Andre Ward do to you? He's inactive. That's something he's doing to his damn self. How is that an excuse for you not to like him? It's not an excuse. What it is a cover-up. It's a way for a decaf to feel comfortable with their guilt. You're not going to come out and say, I don't like that black bastard. You're not going to say that, because then you look like you're the one with the problem. So to get around that, you replace words like black bastard with words like inactive bastard. You see how that works? Clever shit. Real clever shit. Until you get discovered and exposed, of course. And guess who you get exposed by? The new media. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
I don't believe in me till it's over. I don't never get the credit for it. That's cool. Just how I like it.
Hey, yo, check this out. This is Flavor Flav, and you are watching Dante's Boxing Nation, baby.